Hi there, I'm Chris Devine, and this is Six String World. So one cool thing that's been happening with guitar pedals is the fact that the technology has really advanced, and it's allowing players to get some very unlike guitar sounds out of some stomp boxes, which is very cool. Now, I know a lot of players may be like, well, I'm a guitar player, not a keyboardist. And I get it. Uh, but there's a whole new world of practical applications for some unguitar like sounds. And the technology in the past was just so expensive and so esoteric that it didn't make a whole lot of sense to even dip your toes into that kind of sonic pond. Hence, I'm a guitar player kind of thinking. Guitar synthesis has come a long way. It originally meant having a separate instrument completely. Uh, it looked like one of those Roland units that was kind of like a laser rifle from Star Trek and had a serial port connected to a dedicated brain and floorboard unit. Uh, but later on, Roland did eventually come out with a GK2 pickup, which you could just put on your guitar, and your favorite guitar could now easily be your guitar synthesizer. However, in recent years, it's really advanced so far that you don't need to have a separate synth pickup anymore. And the lines between the technology and tradition are really narrowing. In the beginning clip, I played some stuff with my Electro Harmonix Synth 9 pedal, which has a lot of great late 70s, early 80s synth sounds. Admittedly, I'm a fan of Rush, and that subdivision type sound really hits home for me. I've used this pedal on some recordings. I usually do a hard left pass and a hard right pass with one sound. And then I usually do another pair of hard right and hard left passes with another sound from the pedal and use that to layer and thicken things up. Sometimes, honestly, it's easier than having to call a keyboardist to come over and just pound out some chords for a demo. Um, I will admit I've kind of started dabbling a little bit with some keyboards here and there, but nothing where I really would want to commit myself to getting a full-size synth or a keys setup here. So being able to do this with a guitar really makes a lot of sense to me. I played in a prog band back in college with a very good keyboard player, and he had a pretty intense synth setup. And I know just one synth pedal may not cut it, So I'm thinking of expanding my rig to include a pedal board that just does non-guitar related stuff. I have a few odd pedals, such as the TC Electronics Sub and Up, that does some really cool organ sounds, as well as some cool octave shifting. I also happen to have the Source Audio Stingray filter pedal that's got some very wild stuff in it. So I've got some room to expand without getting too crazy at this point. Recently, Boss has also come out with their own SY1 synth pedal, and the sound samples that I've heard really interests me, as well as Moore's ARP pedal, which is very reasonably priced. The sequencer effect in there is something I'd really like to explore because it kind of gives you the ability to do more with less, which is great. Electro Harmonix has also expanded their non-guitar pedals to cover things like the Hammond B9 and C9, as well as Mellotron type sounds. Their Mel 9 really also interests me to be able to get those airy string type sounds. So that's something that I would really like to be able to put those types of pads as an atmospheric background. Recently, I've also been able to play around with Earthquaker Devices' Astral Destiny, which is a reverb with the octave shifting that gives you that type of synth sound and type of pad sound in there for very cool ambient textures. That's something I'm really looking at exploring as well. Basically, I'm interested in seeing what strange sounds I can come up with that aren't really traditional guitar sounds. In a way, I'd rather kind of explore that musically in a certain sense because it's different and it's new. And I really don't know a lot of guitarists that are going down this kind of road. I'd even like to possibly think of doing some synth pop type band project. I've been listening to a lot of Churches and even some Billie Eilish recently, and I kind of like the idea of using guitar as a familiar tool to make something completely different. This doesn't mean I'm going to completely quit playing my rock bands or my cover band at all. This is just something I would really like to try to explore where it would really using different things to send you into whole different directions would be something that was being a very unique challenge. Anyways, if you've ever thought of getting into some really strange new guitar or guitar synth-like type sounds, please tell me about it in the comment section below. Maybe a particular device that worked really well for what you were doing, or maybe one that's not worth the hype. Please, I'd love to hear that, and I'm sure other people would like to get some more ideas on something like this. If you like this channel, please hit the subscribe button, and the bell icon will let you know when I put up a new video. And if you like this video, you can click the thumbs up button, and if you want to share it, well, there's a button for that as well. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon. Take care.